Hey guys, we're here with the Grand Cru Pinot Noir, and as you can see, in a little bit more than a week's time, we are down in our fermentation quite a bit. Still not completely fermented, and this is fine. So what we're going to do is we are going to transfer our wine. This is called racking from the primary pail to a carboy. Alright, the carboy has been cleaned and sanitized, just like everything else that touches the wine, including this hydrometer has been cleaned and sanitized. Alright, so I'm going to get set up here with my camera, and we're going to get started with our transfer. Alright, take care. Alright, so one of the things that I typically do with a red wine like this one is I have my spoon and I stir up the sediment on the bottom. I don't believe this is in the instructions. I'll try to stir it all back into the suspension of the wine. Now, if you want your wine to be clear, why would I do this? I think it adds a much more depth and mouthfeel to the wine. There. Rinse off my spoon, put it back into the cleaning solution. Then let me lower this. You'll see I have my spigot, I have my hose and my clean carboy. What I have to do now is turn on my spigot and the wine will start flowing into the carboy. Now this is a 6-gallon carboy and we have a 6-gallon wine kit, so we should be okay, but we're going to monitor it and be prepared to shut off the spigot once we get close to the top of the carboy, just in case it's a little bit more than we anticipated. Also, I'll zoom in on this spigot. I want to show you, if you have a pail that has a spigot, you'll notice that it's off the bottom a little bit. So even when you get to the bottom where this stops flowing, there's still a little bit of wine left over. So we're going to try to get as much as we can over into the carboy as we can in this racking. Now this is something I do for red wines. For white wines I don't stir it back in, so I'm a little bit more careful with the white wines not to get sediment in. For the red wines I like the sediment to get in because it adds a depth to the wine and I think a better flavor. The reds are typically a more intense style, I think anyway, than the whites. The whites are more lighter and crisp. I make a lot more reds than I do whites, so. But hey, you can see how we're coming along. Alright, so this is as far as I've gotten with the Pinot Noir. We have up to about here. And like I said, I wanted to get as much wine over as I could. So I'm going to come back up. So what I typically do when I'm doing this and I get to the bottom, I take the bucket and I kind of tilt it like that, right, and try to get as much of the wine in as I can when I'm doing that transfer. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my trusty bag of oak and I'm going to add that bag of oak to this Pinot Noir. Here's the bag. I'm going to rip the top of it. And I'm going to pour some of this oak in. Now, if you like oak, you could pour the whole thing. I'm going to maybe not pour the entire thing. It's not that much in here. I'll pour the whole thing. So you might be saying, well, why are we putting oak in wine? You know, why put wood chips in the wine? And, you know, the reason for that is because traditionally wine is aged in barrels that are made out of oak, and the oak imparts a certain flavor to the wine, and people are kind of used to that. So I add oak in the a lot of wine kits, the higher end wine kits come with oak. Now here's the thing. Me personally, I think most commercial wines out there, for my taste, have way too much oak flavor. So the nice thing about making wine is you're able to control things to your taste. Like this bag I put here, this oak, that's probably the most oak I would put in most wines, other than maybe some oak sawdust in the primary. But you can tailor the wine to your liking, and that's what's really great about winemaking. So the last step here is I have my airlock that's been in the cleaning solution, soaking, and I am going to wash that really clean, or rinse it. I just wanted to show you this airlock. So what you do basically is you put this inner side piece in this airlock on top of a tube, and you put water in here about halfway full. And what happens is, as gas comes up, as the wine finishes its fermenting, it'll raise this little piece in the middle, it'll bubble, and once it bubbles, the gas escapes, then this little piece goes back down again and doesn't let any air back into the wine. So we fill that up with water. A lot of times I fill it with vodka if I'm doing some other longer periods of fermenting or aging. And I put a bung on the bottom. And I put that on. And I will set that aside now, probably. I know the directions say this whole thing is done in 4 weeks. I'm probably going to set that aside now for at least 3 weeks, so that that oak flavor gets into the wine better. Alright, and in that time it's going to continue its ferment. You saw where we were on our hydrometer. We were probably like around here, 1.010, and we're probably going to go in the 0.99 section. So we have a little bit more fermenting to go, but that's okay. It's going to continue now, that fermenting. Again, what's of utmost importance is that everything touching the wine is immaculately clean. So I've scrubbed and scrubbed and scrubbed this carboy, and I use Be Bright solution to do that and make it really clean. Everything is very clean. Alright, so that's the Grand Cru Pinot Noir. We're moved over now to our secondary fermentation, and we'll take it from there. Now, we'll be back again probably in about 3 weeks from now. Again, I deviate from the instructions in the wine kit so that we could have a better quality wine. So, if you want, you can follow the directions that come with the kit. I'm Sicilian, so I don't follow directions too well. And, you know, have my own ideas. And hopefully you guys could benefit by what I'm doing. Alright, so here we go. Pinot Noir. Alright everybody, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. And if you like what you see, please subscribe to my video channel here on YouTube. And definitely check out my blogs, www.cookingitalianrecipes.com with the dashes in the middle. Or my other one on winemaking, howtomakehomemade.biz. Thanks for watching, please subscribe, and have an awesome day.